Okay, to begin this project, we need to find a building or landmark that you would like to try to replicate. And so I'm going to try to find something in Detroit. If I come down here to downtown Detroit, okay, so like here's the waterfront. Go to satellite. I'll turn on satellite imagery. See the Renaissance, GM Renaissance Center there. I'm going to click over here on the button here. It says 3D. I'm going to zoom in here. And I'm going to do number 1 Woodward here. This guy right here. 1 Woodward. And you guys can click and scroll up pan here. And I think if we click, control click, it will let us orbit. Yep, it's letting me orbit here. Okay, so that is the building I want to do, and I need to know some information. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to use a distance tool built in here to estimate how big this building is at the base. So here's distance. And if I right click on the one corner where I want to start, and then if I click on another corner, okay, and that's given me roughly 122 feet. We'll call it 123 feet. Close is fine. 123 feet on one side. I'm going to click on here again, measure distance, and I want to go right about there for the other side. That's roughly 118. You know, you're going to get these as close as you can get it, but it doesn't have to be perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I bet you if I orbit around a little bit and I can see this other side, yeah, that's right, pretty much right to the corner. Okay, so it's 123 by 118, roughly. I can clear that out of there. The other problem is that I need to know how tall I'm going to make this. And so if I go to Google and search, how tall is 1 Woodward place? Boom, right there. 430 feet. Now I can go back into SketchUp, and you guys will start with the template in Classroom. Just like before, just like always, we're going to start at the origin, and instead of being really small, now it's going to be really, really big. 123. I'm going to use a single tick mark for feet, comma, 118 feet, and enter. And I think that is not big enough. Yeah, it is. Okay. I made it big enough. But I think, was it 118 on the side or on the front? I think this was the front. Okay. And now I'm going to use the push-pull tool. And it was 430 feet tall. So this is the start of my building. If I go back to my 3D map, it's got this utility area on top. That's probably included in the full height. So I need to, okay, so I'm going to use the offset tool. And it would be really quite hard for us to get the specific dimensions for this, so I'm just going to eyeball it. And let me get a look at that again. Is that a quarter of the way? No, it's less than that. Okay. So it's got a plaza underneath. It's got the sidewalk around underneath there. So I'm going to try to do that part first. There's 4 of them on a side. It's got this inset on the underside here. Your building might not do this, but I think what I need to do is going to be easier if I do this. Let's try that again. Those could be, let's call them 4 foot by 4 foot. It's a little better. I'm going to select that, and then the move tool. I'm going to move a copy over here, and then I'm going to divide by 4. There we go. So now that's evenly spaced. I'm doing this a little bit different, but I'm adding this detail across the bottom, and this is the so now I'm going to double click on this one to select it, and then I can use the move tool to duplicate this. And then if you look, what I'm doing is I'm dividing that distance by 4, and that's how I'm going to get those in. And I want to do this now because it's easier to do this. If I push this down, let's try that again. If I push this down, I can come over here and match that point, and I can do these real easy now. And this is ending up going to be a lot easier for me to do this way than if I was trying to draw on the face and push and pull this stuff in. Alright, now let's take another look at the windows. I need to replicate this look of these windows here. Looks to me like it's, I had to count, but we call it 18 floors. So if I measure from here, let's say about, we call it 340 feet. Alright, if I take 340 feet divided by 18, 18. So we'll call it 19 feet tall for a floor for those windows. I'm really worried about these, trying to do these windows here. So 19 tall. I'm just making little notes here. 19 foot, comma, 2 foot, comma. All right, and I don't know if you can tell that they're rounded at the top. If I zoom in, they're a little bit rounded up there. And I'm going to color this now because I'm going to start duplicating this. Exterior, this might have asphalt concrete, could be concrete exterior. If I do that. Yeah, that actually, I'll buy that for $1. Okay, I'm going to double click on this guy, and I'm going to use the move tool to make a duplicate here. Drag this guy all the way over. Notice I'm on a dotted green line. Okay, and then I'm going to divide by, let's say, 30. Let's try 33. No, we're about there. I'm going to hold down the shift key and get all these. I could drag a marquee, but then I'll be getting a bunch of stuff I don't need. Okay, I've got those all selected, and now I'm going to use the move tool. Might be easier to do a multiply with this one. I'm going to move, like we're used to moving, straight up and down. And instead of divide, I'm going to do a star 17. There we go. So I can quickly build the side of my building. You can see my building is starting to look like, got little gaps here. I could take those out if I wanted to. I could go back and do them.